Welcome, APAC, ladies and gentlemen. This is episode number 2 of the Sleeper podcast. My name is Matty Mac. I'm back again with my boy, One Chance.
Yo, what's up?
How you doing, man? How's your week been?
Look, I've been sick majority of it.
That sucks.
Been pretty bad, really. But yeah, no, I think I went to a motorsport meeting thing just before we had Superloop. Obviously, that was last weekend.
True.
And yeah, on the Wednesday there was a meeting where Todd Hazelwood, some local boys that were racing in the V8s. Well, one in the main game and one in V8s too. They came and just had a chat, but I think I got sick from there, and I think Dad got sick too. And got a viral.
The whole family got sick.
Yeah, viral infection, which is not great, but I was back to work on Thursday. Fun. How about your week, my dude?
I've been working night shift all week, man. So
yeah, I would assume you've had the weirdest pattern at the moment.
Yeah, look, I've been working between 8 p.m. and 5 a.m., getting home by 5:30, 6 o'clock, asleep by 6:30, 7 o'clock, and then waking up at 2 to 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So real grinders hours, but I'm at work.
Yeah,
so
it's a lot of grinding.
And then,
different form of grinding hours, you know.
I mean, yeah, got to pay the bills.
Yeah,
got to pay the bills. Anyway, this week on the podcast, we are planning to talk a little bit about Sleeper Gaming's The Week in Review, I guess you'd call it.
Pretty big week, really.
It's been a good week, really good week. Exciting. We're also going to...
Drama.
Yeah.
Bit of nice...
What's a week in esports without drama anyway?
Sure.
We're going to also cover a little bit on the full-time stream grind. Matt, you've got a bit of experience in that department, so we're going to have a chat about that. And also a touch on Destiny DLC, the Season of the Drifter. That's what it's called.
Yeah, that's the new DLC. It's just come out this week.
Right. Oh, let's get into it. So, what?
Well, actually, no. I think the first thing we need to do. This isn't really going to affect audio things, but welcome YouTube. Hello.
Yes.
Yeah.
YouTube.
We've integrated.
We're expanding.
So yeah, this is sort of the overlay that we're testing. Obviously, like I said, audio podcast listeners, unfortunately, but you can go and look on the Sleeper YouTube. This will be uploaded.
I believe it's Sleeper Gaming.
Sleeper Gaming?
Don't have an ad for that. I don't think we're able to change the actual
I think you need
URL for that.
It's something 1,000 subs or something you need. I don't know.
I mean, we'll get there. We're growing.
Yeah. Right. But next week is pretty exciting. We're going to have a live stream. Our first one. We wanted to make sure that things were in place before we went a bit too far ahead of we got too ahead of ourselves, really. But yes. So that's next week. And we're going to, have a special guest. We won't announce that just yet, but that will be next week as well. Our first one with a special guest. But yes, it will be someone within Sleeper Gaming. We'll have a bit of shenanigans.
I'm keen to try it out with an extra person. I mean, we're still new. We're learning how to bounce off each other and whatnot for a podcast setting. Yeah. And obviously now with YouTube, we got the cameras going. We got
Matt keeps looking down. He's like,
yeah.
Now he's
cameras up here.
Now he's gonna intently stare into the camera. It's like, hey guys, what's up? But yeah,
hey,
hope we made YouTube viewers uncomfortable there.
I hope we did, yeah.
But
all right, so
Sleepy Gaming
this week. We started off early in the week. Actually, I'm going to jump through a couple of things here. We started off this week with the NBA 2K draft. Now we had 3 of our players: Jacko, Jimbo, and Milo. Milo he's moved on to another org now, which is fine. Really good for him. But Jacko actually got drafted to the Detroit Pistons NBA team, which is huge.
That's huge news. That's insane.
I'm incredibly wrapped for him, which means he'll be going over to the States pretty shortly. I'm pumped for him. Obviously, he has no affiliation with us now because he is a part of the Detroit team. So props to him, and I hope he does really well out of that. It's going to be a long stay for him. So I don't know how I'd go moving to the States for 6 months. What do you reckon?
I mean,
he'd probably love it.
I mean, yeah, he'll love it for sure. It'll be an insane experience. But just still. You're gonna get you feel a little bit of homesickness and stuff like that, I guess.
Sure.
But
I mean, especially for that long.
You said 6 months?
6 months, yeah.
It's probably gonna fly by, really, when you really think about it.
True.
But
yeah, I guess. I mean, he's going to
what
play
an
games.
experience, man. Yeah, he's gonna play games for 6 months. The game he lost.
Damn, that's tough, man.
Oh, yeah, it's so tough. But I mean, yeah, he's there obviously to do a job and stuff like that too. So.
Yeah, of course, he has to perform, do his best, which I have no doubt that he will.
Yeah.
And the player is very passionate, so good on him.
Mm-hmm. He'll learn a lot.
Excited to see that. Oh, I reckon he will, man. Especially playing with the players over there. There's a lot of talk coming out of the Hong Kong Invitational that the APAC players actually play a very similar game style to the Australians. Okay. So I'm hoping he'll just fit right in, and I feel like he will. Yeah. I mean, he's a really good guy, so that's awesome. I'm wrapped for him, and yeah, it's so good.
Good gaming, making dreams come true. I've always wanted to say that. Always want to say
that.
Oh man,
it's good. Yeah. Anyway, we had our jersey pre-sale, which I don't know if we'll be able to bring a pop-up of that onto the screen or not, but pre-sale, we only ran it for a couple of days because we had a very tight deadline to actually get them out by. So we got a couple of pre-orders, which is really good. Obviously, we've got to have to order the COD boys, myself, Clint, you, sir. So we're going to add another one to that background picture of yours very shortly, right, up there with the Destiny jacket. So
fade that one out.
That blue one.
That other one.
Came out blue.
The one that came out blue. But whatever.
Yeah, no, it did its job for the time. And
it's an OG one.
It's a throwback now. It's like memories from.
I think it's funny. I still wear the like the original ones. I wear that more than I wear that one. Yeah, the t-shirt.
That's the thing. That's oh man.
They were so iconic, really. Like they were.
It was.
There was like two orgs, wasn't there? There was like two orgs that had jerseys, and like.
And that was what, TM and Mindfreak.
TM. Oh, maybe there was four because Draconic had theirs. I can't remember from that.
Yeah, I don't know. Where'd they go?
There was definitely one other org that was there. That
may have been integral. No, they weren't in competing.
Yeah, I don't know. It was like
anyway,
it was
there was one other team. Yeah,
I don't know. And then
but there was no other team out of what 20.
It was just, like Sid 1 was just all casual, and we were like, we got to throw something together. Then we were just like,
and I mean, last minute we got them done really, really quick, so we just got super lucky with it, and. I think I shipped them to Katie's house in Sydney just in case.
That's right. I remember that.
Because I was like, I don't trust the shipping from where they're getting made to here.
Yeah.
And then I've got to take them to Sydney with him. And so I was like, you know what? We'll send them to your house just in case.
That's all right. I know. I think they turned it really well. If you guys didn't know what they would look like, they literally just had the logo just above the left side of the chest, and then they just had a big Sleeper Gaming logo on the back.
On the back, yeah.
And I think that like. A lot of people got ideas from that, like the logo on the back, because you don't really, especially in a LAN situation, like unless you're on main stage, you don't really see the front.
Exactly right. I mean, in the bullpen, we'll call it ESL bullpen. There was, I mean, yeah. There's obviously that's not recorded or streamed or filmed or anything like that, but for the people that were there and walking around and whatnot. You could see that when they were playing, because obviously they were sitting on a seat, leaning forward, playing COD, and yeah, everybody knew it's like, oh, well, it's Sleeper. But at that time, we were still obviously a hell of a lot smaller than what we are now.
Yeah,
I'm not saying we're the biggest at all, but we're getting there.
We're huge.
You should have seen podcasts. Actually, I'm going to say this one time. Thank you so much to everyone that listened to the podcast last week. We were blown away. I think,
and the feedback, really,
and the feedback, yeah,
that's. Probably the biggest thing for us. Like we definitely have taken on board what you guys have said. That's for sure. And yeah, we want to keep improving on this. Like I said, this is episode 2. So
this is episode 2.
It's and feedback is still definitely welcome, and things will eventually change over time. But yeah, no, it was pretty nuts to watch the numbers, really, wasn't it? And it's like, it's still happening.
Watching, yeah. It's still going up. People are still listening to it, which is incredible. I think let me look real quick. On SoundCloud, there was 57 listens, and then across iTunes. So we got into iTunes a little bit late, but across iTunes and Podbean, where it's hosted, I think we got another probably 30 odd listens there. So we're up to close to 90 odd people that listen to the podcast now.
People are like, that's not. They're like for our first one, guys, it's pretty good.
Yeah, man, we're blown away at that. I was expecting really. For like maybe you and me to listen to it.
Yeah, I was expecting like probably maybe, I don't know, close to 20 views, like listens.
Yeah.
And
That would just be mates.
I mean, it's a long podcast. Like, I
stuff.
get it, guys. Like, yeah, it's
Yeah,
and
of course.
that's also part of the feedback. If you think that you want more in depth on this, and you like don't want too much on that, if you want it to be shorter, longer, let us know. Like, I mean, obviously, once we integrate the live stream part of it, I was just saying to Matt before that it will go longer because we do want to open up to the chat eventually. So if you guys can make it, we're still working on a time, the scheduled time where we're going to be doing that. But we definitely want to have, sort of not a shit talk at the end, but sort of just a place where if you got like a thing you need to get off your chest, you can just go and do it. Open the can of worms sort of thing.
Mm-hmm. Ask us questions about what we spoke about or whatever. Really, that's how we want to sort of integrate the community a little bit more.
All gamers, so we all play different. We all come from different things. We all play different games. So just if we want to talk about Stardew Valley, do it.
I mean, I have minimal experience with Stardew Valley. I know the name, and I know nothing else about it. I'll get there. Anyway, we're rolling on. Our Call of Duty boys, the Sleeper boys, they've had a pretty rough week. Now, they've also just they're going through a bit of a change as well with roles. So we've got Entice and Blakey have gone now to being SMG mains. And then Dusva and Reaper are now Maddox players. So I'm pretty sure it's not a massive change. I think it's only like one. I think maybe Reap was playing Maddox, was playing SMG before. But anyway, obviously Mifsaw is now playing ICR, which I'm pretty sure he did previously as well. Myth Goat.
I love the notes, Myth Goat.
Yeah, he's the best, man.
Yeah.
But I think so. They're going through that changes. I mean, they're gonna. This is the first week they've done it, so it's been a struggle. They've lost a couple of CGP matches, which is not ideal, but they're making changes to try and get better.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've seen they've been stratting a whole lot, which is really good. And with the limited time they've had to be scrimming and doing, practice and putting the time in, they haven't really had that because they've got a lot of conflicting commitments, which is, I mean, that's the same for any team really. Everybody works, or most people work. It's just one of those things, I guess. You just got to make some sacrifices and balance things out and all that sort of stuff. So, I mean, you would have had that similar back when you were playing in IW.
Yeah, I mean, trying to get
probably
4 people?
Easy with 4 players. Yeah,
yeah, that was tough. I mean, what was I doing then? I think I was studying. That's what I was studying for that year. But yeah, like it wasn't that hard for me to get online, but a couple of others that oh man. Yeah, it's time schedules and stuff like that. And you gotta have, like, I always think, right, if you're gonna scrim like every day, 7 days a week for I don't know, how long. But do you really improve? Probably a question later on, but like that, like I feel like that definitely. I always said to the teams that like we had is just Saturday, Sundays, if you're gonna go out. Like just have some family time, have a break, like do what you need. I mean, obviously, like usually it seemed to be anyway that Fridays and Saturdays weren't that busy. Whatever reason, like you couldn't really find like scrims in IW, man, they were easy to find. Like you just But if you and that's the thing, like we would, if you didn't have everyone online, you just do pickups and just keep going. Like it didn't really matter. But trying to get 5 people organized that have all different schedules.
It's a challenge. Obviously, it's a challenge. I mean, a lot of our guys are struggling with it.
Yeah, but, and then on top of that, you got to fit in the matches.
Mm-hmm. Oh, of course. Obviously, the schedule.
The scheduling matches. Yeah.
1Ks, 2Ks, whatever the
hell they are now. Yeah.
Yeah. Like.
Anyway, man.
MLG things.
Yep. Yep.
But I mean, that's something that all teams have to deal with, and I guess it's just it's a tricky balancing act, and it always has been, always will be.
Yeah.
But touching on what you said, scrimming for me, I feel like is what helps get the team bonded together and the chemistry and stuff like that.
Like it's weird, right? I think that the most Trent and I have spoken about this, or traumatized. He used to be a Bundesliga, of course. Yes. But we used to talk about it all the time that we would usually bond more playing a different game than we would playing scrims. Because I guess the environment that you go into and scrimming, you're not really like you're there to do a job, essentially. and that is you get better and sort of win, improve for the next time that you go into another competition. That fly is pissing me off. No one's gonna see that on the podcast. But on YouTube, that's annoying. It's been hanging around anyway. I digress. So it's definitely scrims, especially if you sort of going against a team that you not the best. They're still improving too, but you can sort of have a bit of fun with your team, and that's exactly right. You have more time to sort of get to know the player and what sort of role they do play. You can't really do that in a competitive environment.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
It's
sort of all business.
Yeah, I mean, you're not
in that
really in a scrim.
Especially when it is.
I mean, I know some teams go dumb hard, but majority of the time, like I always said in the scrim, if I knew that we were sort of close to winning the maps, I knew that as soon as it came around to a 2K or whatever, we would just that's when you're 110%, right? It's the same with racing, right?
Yeah. That's
exactly the same thing. In practice, I'm always 80%. I'm always 80%.
Yeah.
Dad doesn't get frustrated at it. He said, you're not there to bin the car. There's no point.
Yeah, of course.
But he knew that, okay, so there's probably half a second in your time purely
that
based
you get to pick up
just from racing.
Yeah, of course.
So it's
different environments. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's in a race environment or a proper competitive environment. It pushes you to give that extra,
definitely,
amount.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, no, and I've seen that happen. It happened with you guys at LAN, and it's happened with our boys whilst playing 2Ks. Obviously, the 2K environment's a little bit more intense than what a CG match potentially would be.
Yeah, for sure.
There's a little bit more on the line.
Yeah, you put points on the line, you put money on the line. People are gonna play harder.
Yeah,
that's
of course,
always the thing. But yeah,
it'd
be interesting. Also, I'm looking forward to seeing how they go. Sure.
Yeah, look, they're
all very talented.
They are. They're individually amazing players, and as a team, they are getting a lot better, which is it's great to see.
Yeah.
Obviously, we've got the LAN coming up 23rd, 24th of March, which is only 2 weeks away now. Yikes!
Yeah, that's my birthday. My birthday weekend.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good weekend.
It's gonna be a great weekend.
I should be in Adelaide that weekend, but I probably won't be.
It's alright. I'm probably getting quite tipsy on stream.
Oh, excellent. Well, I'll be there for that then. That's excellent.
Yeah.
But that said, with that LAN coming up, obviously we've got. This is probably from an org background perspective. We've got a lot of there's all the things you've got to book of accommodation, flights, jerseys, team pass, and I know for a lot of orgs they just throw money at it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think some orgs just give the money to the players, which obviously without saying too much about it, what happened previously, there's a lot of money down the drain. But anyway, for us, we booked that all ourselves. I think we did that for you guys too, and we've done it for our boys currently. The flights, it's a bit ridiculous actually. You can't just book bulk flight. You have to do everybody individually, which is such a pain, man. Accommodation is super easy. Airbnb,
the best.
As long as there's places that have 4 places to sleep. It's 5.
You imagine at the start, like when esports first started, and there was no such thing as Airbnb. I mean, I know it's gonna be going for a while,
dude.
But man, hotel rooms. I mean, essentially that's what the NA guys do because I guess they think it's cheaper in a way. But I know some teams do Airbnb. But
well, for major events, I can see why.
Such a different culture, man, over there. I mean, in our hotel room, there wasn't just 4 people sleeping in there, but
really?
Yeah, no, that's it. In Atlanta, I reckon there was a good 9 of us in one room. In one room, yeah. It's just a different. Like I said, it's just a different culture. They just sleep anywhere.
Yeah, true.
They're
just happy to be there.
They just did not care. Yeah.
I mean, I had Gary, who I say Smiley, sleep on the floor of our room. Clint and I usually get a room, and we had Gary sleep on the floor with a couple of pillows and a blanket that I happened to find in a cupboard somewhere. That was the last night, but I mean, I don't know what happened to his accommodation. I think it was pretty average.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that's incredible. 9 people in a room.
Yeah. There was
with air beds.
There was 2 each bed, and then One took the chair. One took the table. It was a round table. I don't know how he slept on it, but he did.
A round table.
Yeah, round table.
So just like bunch up in
another
a ball.
One, another one took a chair, and then a couple took the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think our players are more as willing to do that.
Yeah,
I think they're all like, I know for our guys.
I took them, I was like, no, I'm getting the bed.
Have a bed, man.
And then I got headbutted anyway, so it doesn't matter. But
yeah, look, was that Trent?
No, it was Danny. Definitely.
Cut. Yeah, right.
Snoozy. Yeah, my man.
Yep.
Shout out to my man.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't spoken to him for ages.
Oh, I miss him. I do.
I think our boys are a little bit more particular about it.
But that's the thing.
Like,
I mean,
the whole
Airbnbs
share
these
accommodation.
days, you can definitely do that now. Like, you can.
Yeah. Well,
Get
I
away
mean, that's something I haven't done. I was actually planning on doing for this land in particular, was actually reaching out to another org that's going. But obviously, with everything that's happening, orgs, teams changing, dropping these guys, picking up this guy, and so on and so forth. Like, it's been a bit of a mess, really. That hasn't really happened, which has been a pain, because I was hoping to potentially even get a couple of air mattresses or whatever, and then you could have two teams stay at an Airbnb.
Yep.
Do it that way, and obviously split the cost between the two orgs, and obviously everyone saves a bit of money, which would be amazing. But this time around, obviously, hasn't gone that way. Something for future, I think. But I think now it's like the point where most people are like, they want to have their space, which I respect that, and which is why I usually try to get everyone own beds and stuff like that, or even if they have to share with one other person. Like,
I mean,
I don't see that being a big drama.
Like, I guess, yeah, just building on that. If you don't get enough sleep and good sleep, you're not gonna. Like, that's
it's going to be detrimental, really.
Sort of going through that that phase with going back to racing, obviously, but that same conversation is happening with my parents, because obviously that's a big thing, is just sleep and preparation before the event, and that's the same thing with these guys. Like, they've still got to be they still got to be awake and
alert
and
need to be able to shoot back.
Exactly. So. Yeah, I don't see any issue with them trying to get their own room and stuff like that. That's not. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, for me and Clint, like, obviously we're a bit older, and we always just have our own place, and usually it's separate to wherever the team's staying. Like, I think when we did Sid 2 actually was good.
Sid 2 was great, but see, we still had all had our separate rooms there.
That was
a really good setup.
That was where was that? The West Sydney University on campus accommodation.
Yeah, unicampus thing. Yeah.
Was it 6 bedrooms in one room, like common?
Yeah, so it's like a common living room, and then a kitchen. There's open living room area, and then a balcony, and then sort of like a T. Down the corridor, there was like rooms just along it, and they were just all for the students. But obviously, they just rented them out. It's such a good idea. Like, it was incredible, man, and it was perfect for that event. Yeah,
I mean, perfect for any event that's at the ESL studios in Sydney.
Yeah,
I'd highly recommend it. Obviously, it was a little bit pricey, but for what it was,
Plus, we had a little bit of drama that if you do have more than 6, they would not allow someone else to stay in that.
Yeah,
so we did have to get another room for you. But you got your
complete originally
apartment.
I had booked for 8. That's what I booked for.
And they were like, yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. And then they get there and it's like, no, it's 6. It's like, well, hang on, no.
Yeah.
We're just lucky that who ended up saying Katie or Juki stayed at home?
Oh yeah, no, we were very lucky with that. Yeah, Juki stayed home. Yeah.
Out of the goodness of his heart, and decided to go home to save us an extra bedroom, a few $100.
Oh my god. Yep.
Me, on the other hand, I slept in a whole other one across the road by myself.
Yep.
That was a little bit. Yeah, no, we don't talk about that.
Yep.
All right, we'll move on. The Rainbow Six guys. Now, I don't know if we touched on them last episode or not, but they are a young team, but they have a lot of potential and a lot of talent. My God, like, you would have seen some of the clips posted in the Sleepy Discord, and also in the Team Taj.
Team Taj, we'll get that to later. Hey.
Oh yeah, we'll go to that shortly. But they took a 4-7 loss to Extricity in the Cyber Gamer Challenger division this week. So that was their scheduled match for this week. They didn't. Extricity is one of the better teams. I think they're probably top 4, give or take. As well, our guys obviously made it in due to a team that couldn't compete in it. So, nothing against them. They obviously, CG recognized they had the talent and skill to compete with these guys. So that's awesome for them.
Yep.
But yeah, they took the loss. But what I noticed with these boys, like they don't. Obviously, everyone takes a loss hard. Nobody wants to lose. That's we're wired that way. But with these guys, they take their losses, but they really analyze them and they build on them. And they've actually got like a coach. Well, it's exactly what it is. It's a coach who goes through all the gameplay, where they were, what they could have done better, all that sort of stuff, and they actually analyze team by team. So you should see some of the stuff they've got, man. They've got a whole Discord for it. Like, I can't say too much about their strats and whatever, but they analyze every single team they're going to compete against, and they watch so much content. It's incredible, VODs and whatnot. And then next time round, like they will have a much better understanding of what that team's doing, so they can, counteract that. Which I think it's crazy, man, how they do it. I've never had that much time to be able to put into a game to analyze that in depth, what it is. Like, I don't even think anybody in the COD scene does that well. No, I don't think you guys did.
I mean, we didn't really, we couldn't. The only way we could do it is if we actually uploaded our stuff to YouTube, or
True.
Because there's no theater in IW. But even the theater, even in the theater in this mode is like,
pretty average.
And then I think it was pretty funny in World War II, they said theater, but it wasn't actually theater at all. It was just where you could go and watch the COD matches live in game. Yeah, but
what?
Yeah, weird.
That was World War II, wasn't it?
That was definitely World War II.
Man, that dropped the ball so hard with that.
Yeah, but yeah, no, we did. Yeah, we didn't do it that hard. No way we did it that hard. Like, we would just we would talk during the match that we had. And then, like I said, there was a couple of times I would upload stuff, and then they'd upload stuff, and then we'd send clips to each other that way. But
go back to watch some review and whatnot.
No Discord completely made up for it.
No, they've got a full Discord channel.
Yeah, no, it's insane.
It's called R6 Strats with the Sleeper Gaming logo on it. It's incredible, man. There's more content on that Discord than there is in the whole Sleeper Gaming community Discord. It's nutty.
Yeah.
But speaking of content, we did release this week Uprising. Shout out to Good Guy Rob.
Yep.
I think his Twitter is @GoodLadRob. Shout out to him if you need videos edited, stuff like that. Unreal. He's done such a good job.
Yep.
If you haven't checked that out, we recommend you do so. It's on the Sleeper Gaming YouTube channel. First problem we have with that, though, and we've only just found that out today, is that the little video logo intro we got made
it's generic.
Is actually just generic. So
yeah,
that's a problem with using Fiverr. A lot of people have mentioned to me on Twitter and stuff like that when I've asked, who does this, who does that, or who can make whatever. They're like, oh, just try out Fiverr. And it's like, I've been using Fiverr probably 4-5 years, give or take.
Yeah, I mean, for like it's a bit different when you're an org, but if you're just like I guess solo guy that just wants to do some montage stuff and all that sort of thing, a generic thing is okay.
Yeah. Not
an org.
Not the level that we're playing at now, and the level we want to be pushing ourselves to.
Yeah.
Like, it's not good enough. And I mean, I'm gonna have to open up a conversation with the person that made it and be like, hey, look, this is what I asked for, and I mean, you made it, but you've also just copied it. Yeah. So where do we stand there? Because that's not what we wanted, obviously.
No.
We need something that was unique to us, all that sort of stuff. So, bit disappointing. But the team target itself, dude.
It's
you made an appearance.
I made an appearance. Yeah, my the 2 times that I did something great in Destiny. PvP. Yeah. No, actually, the other day I went pretty nuts in comp, but yeah.
Please tell me you clipped it.
I got some clips.
Good. That's what I like to see.
But it was. I think he's probably the best stuff I've seen, like the montage wise from him.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah, I think because
he does your monthly.
He does the monthly like stream highlights for us.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've had my pretty humorous. I think I like to see myself as pretty humorous guy.
I think you are too, yeah.
I like to have a little bit of quirk with my humor. So yeah, I'll let Rob sort of go nuts with these ideas, and definitely we have some funny moments on the stream. So that's I've let him sort of do his thing there, but
just give him the creative freedom to do what he wants to. And that's what I said to him with this as well. I'm like, we've never done a team tage before. We've never even done a montage or anything like that. Like, we've had one of the owners sort of like, hey, let's do sniping. Story to five. We're not doing a sniping team.
Yeah.
Just saying right now, not happening. Ever.
Yeah.
It's dead or dying. Anyway, like, it's been something I wanted to do for ages, and I'm so wrapped when it came out. And when he first emailed it to me, he's like, dude, check it out. Here it is. I'm like, I watched it, man, and I was on night shift, and I was sitting in my car on my lunch break, and someone jumped in the car to talk to me, and I'm watching this team touch, and I'm like, what the hell are you watching? I'm like, dude, this is my team. this is my boys.
Yeah, this is my boys.
Yeah.
My family.
I was very proud of it too. Yeah. I was like, yeah, this is awesome.
Yeah, I think the nice thing as well is the comments as well on the YouTube video.
Yeah, dude.
The one thing I've always liked about Rob is he's always wanting. He also wants to perfect his craft, right? And so he doesn't mind feedback either, and he replies to it as well, and he just says, "Yeah, no, I was thinking about that," or like, "Yeah, I wanted to change that," and I think that's the best thing, because obviously someone that, I guess, creating content that never really is sort of like satisfied.
Yeah,
that's worrying in my opinion, because they should all, like, I mean, it's art really. Content creation is art.
100%.
And if you're never really thinking, oh, I need to change this, then
can't get better.
Yeah, and to sort of like block out feedback, that's also very scary.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, I reckon I watched it a good 5 times in a row when it came out under bed. I was just like, yo, I'm gonna keep playing this. This is nuts. But
it's so good. Yeah, I was super impressed, and I mean the viewership it's had.
It's insane.
We were literally messing.
Yeah, we're messing.
No,
like, oh, it's at this now. It's at this now. Like,
yeah, dude. It was a lot of hype around it. I was very excited.
Then Kunt's like, yeah, and I'm pretty sure I watched it 30 times. I'm like, bro.
But, does it actually count on YouTube if you watch it from the same account multiple times?
I don't know.
Don't think so?
I don't know.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Anyway, I mean, I think it's got close to or above 200 views now. So that's amazing.
Yeah, no, it's...
Again, for something we just wanted to get... I mean, this is part of our sort of, I want to call it a content strategy we've had for this year so far. And this is why the podcast now exists as well, is because something we've wanted to do for ages.
Yeah.
We just want to bring more to the community and add as much value as we can to the community, and then showcase our players, obviously ourselves, the org, what we're doing, all that stuff. Like, and I think Uprising,
behind the scenes look as well. Like,
yeah,
I think there's a lot that's like, you know, if you're trying to get started in something, or even like an introduction to the competitive scene, or introduction to how to run an org.
Yeah,
like that's the thing. I mean, I'm going to say disclosure later, but no way do we have all the answers.
No,
but
we don't. And we don't pretend like we do. If we don't know something, like, we'll ask. I know for me, I ask the guys that I sort of look up to as org owners and stuff like that, or, you know, bounce ideas across other org owners and things. Like, that's a part of the community. That's what we do.
Yeah, exactly.
So, you know, whilst I might not know today, you can damn sure know that I'll be trying to find out the best way I can. So that's part of growing, I guess, isn't it? It's like,
yeah, but it goes back to that whole feedback thing, right? If you're not prepared to get feedback,
exactly right,
and you're not like, it's, you know, I mean, obviously there's like, oh, that's bad. And it's like, why is it bad? And I don't know.
Yeah,
that's not good. But if there's constructive criticism,
exactly right.
Like, just take it on board.
You have to, otherwise you literally keep doing the same thing, and if you keep doing the same thing, you get the same result. People don't like it; they don't like it. No. Uprising. People like Uprising.
Oh man, and I like, honestly, like, the next one, I'm like, when is the next one? Oh, that's to me.
Yeah, dude.
I can't wait. And I mean, that's the thing, right? That whole thing could just be dedicated to the R6 boys, because holy crap, they pull off some crazy shit.
Man, don't they?
But
they're nuts.
Yeah, it'll be no, it's good. It'll eventually evolve, and that's cool too. I mean, I think next one will definitely have some NBA stuff in it for sure.
I'm hoping. I've spoke to the boys about it, and yeah, we want to get them on board with it too, because I feel like that would really tie in well to a team touch.
Yeah, some of the shots they would make would be nuts. So
yep, shots, dunks, blocks, you name it. Like, anything that's cool in basketball, I hope it's there.
Yeah.
And again, with Rob, that'll be something for him, because obviously he's on a team Taj now that's FPS shooter games.
Yeah.
Actually, what's it? Destiny, CS, thanks, Lanks. Call of Duty.
That was a nut shot, though, I must admit.
Through the smoke?
Oh.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. That's Lanks for you. He's a nutty snipe. But that's. I don't know. I'm keen for the next one, and I think that's going to help Rob adding more content to it from different games and whatnot. It's all going to help him build up his skill base. I mean, he's already extremely talented. Like, we've seen that. And the flair that he puts on the videos is really, really cool. And the timing he had with the music, everything was just really good. It was a great teamtage.
Yeah.
Again, if you haven't checked it out, Sleeper Gaming YouTube, do yourself a favor. It only goes, 4 minutes, 30 seconds?
Something like that. But it feels like so much longer.
It does. 4 minutes, 30.
It's not enough. I want more, man. Like, I'm not even looking at my stuff. I want more.
Yeah.
It's just good.
More content.
Yeah.
More content. You love it. Oh, so right. So anyway, where are we at? What are we up to next, Matty? Full-time streamer grind.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. Here's a big can of worms.
Yeah. Like I said, guys, just before, this is a disclosure. I do not have all the answers, and I no way see myself anywhere successful in the industry yet.
But you're building.
Well, I've seen some mild success, that's for sure. But like in my eyes, that's in nowhere I'm where I want to be. So take this with a
grain of salt.
I suppose.
You know what? I'm gonna add to that just slightly, and this is more a case of building you up as well. Like,
just get the ego ready.
Get the neck brace for the head wobble. You've been doing it a while, and the stream quality that you present is better, in my opinion, than I want to say 80% of streamers out there, including some of the top higher end streamers.
That's a very big
your quality is, bro. There's a lot of streamers, and I mean, you're engaging. It's entertaining. The games you're playing, yes, like in terms of like Destiny 2, it's quite a repetitive game, but then the way you present yourself and that's why I enjoy watching your streams. There's a lot of reasons why I enjoy watching your streams.
YouTube gets it.
YouTube gets it. I winked for the guys listening. Just to explain that for you.
Yeah.
But the stuff you do, it's fun to watch, man. And you engage with your audience, which so many streamers don't do. I have an example that's popped into mind that I probably shouldn't talk about, but there's so many people, they just stream, they're playing their game, they don't even look at their chat. They probably don't even have their chat open.
It's crazy. Now, it's funny, right? There's a lot of that, right? There's a lot of people that say,
so much of that.
Like, I mean, I've had people come into my chat and they've just said, "Oh, you're the first person to say hi to me." I'm like, "How many streams you been in?" "Oh, like 15." I'm like, "What?" And then
what do you even mean?
But then I go into so I've tried this, right? I've gone into other streams and all that sort of stuff, and I've sort of tried to have a conversation with them, and majority of the time they do talk back, and it's so weird when people say like, "Oh, like you just said,"
yeah.
And I just don't understand where these people are. Like, I can't find them, but apparently they exist, and
they exist everywhere. And the reason that I probably know that is because I scroll through Twitch a lot. Especially, I mean, not that Clint and I have streamed much recently as the Sleeper Brothers, but when we do stream, if we do have good night, bad night, whatever it is in terms of viewership, not that we really base our success on that. Like, we just have a good time doing it. That for us is like, at the end of the stream, we'll probably spend 5-10 minutes going through streams and just looking through people. And if people are interactive, if they've got like good quality, if they, all that sort of stuff, then we'll host them. And then like for a lot of people, if you've got one viewer and someone adds another 2 viewers, it's huge.
Yeah.
Even if they had another 1 viewer, even if it's just you watching, like.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's a number thing, right?
So hyped about it, man.
Yeah, I guess that's the thing. Like a lot of people have said, I mean, there's the other thing as well is like there's a lot of tutorials, I guess. I don't know if you call them that, but there's a lot of opinions on YouTube about how to stream and how you should stream and why you should stream. And
let's just clarify that. There's a lot of opinions on the internet, period.
Yeah, that's right. Some things may work for you, some things may not. But at the end of the day, if you're trying to make your own craft or whatever it is, that literally goes for anything.
Yep.
Back yourself. Like, that is insane thing. I think the number one question is I mean, I've seen the most successful streamers, they always get it. Like, how do you become a streamer? That is, I mean, those questions, I've had that a couple of times, I suppose, and being an affiliate, like, just even, how do you become an affiliate? It's like, well, like, you need to average this, blah, 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 blah.
They put a focus on numbers.
It's very number orientated these days, that's for sure.
And I understand that from Twitch's point of view. I get that to a degree. Some of the things that Twitch does, obviously, we both don't agree with. But for the most part, yeah, okay, it's a numbers game from their end in terms of business and whatnot. But for the person starting out as a streamer, it's not about that, man.
Yeah. It's
about playing the game that you like playing, and if you want to entertain people and stream it,
the biggest thing I've seen,
do it.
The biggest thing I've seen on Twitter, I mean, I can only base it off social media for it, but if you you don't start streaming for the money.
No, God, no.
Like, guys, that's reality check. There's partner streamers out there that are not doing it full time. They can't afford to do it.
And there's a lot of them.
They can't afford to do it. Right? Yes, they're getting ad revenue. Yes, they're getting more perks, but they can't live on it. All right? It's not. You do it because you enjoy it. You enjoy bringing content. You enjoy playing a game to someone. Just someone. Even though they're not talking, fun. They could be enjoying your content. And
exactly
I think that's a massive thing that I think people completely miss is
too many people get caught up in the glitz and glamour of, oh, you know, I could be the next Ninja. Yeah, you could be.
Yeah. I mean, I like the thing is
that's not why Ninja started streaming.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing,
you
right?
Ask him.
You start with
probably don't ask him.
I mean, he's a different sort of way, I guess, to get into it, right? He was a pro player in Halo. He then sort of got a viewership from that, and then H1Z1 took off. And that's the thing. There's always that. I mean, we've had this discussion before, right? Say you get like 7 games released, one of them will be that one game that everyone's like, we need to play that, and then it will sort of, you know, the numbers will sort of taper off. But the ones that stay and are up the top, they stay there because they're either the influencers that are already successful, or they're an influencer that sort of they were good at their craft, or like that could be anything. Personality, they were good at the game. I mean, that's really how majority of the people in Fortnite got so big, is because of those 3 things: personality, you rage a lot.
I mean, a lot of people do.
Yeah, or you know, you're very, 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 very good at the game.
Talented. And part of the reason for people enjoying watching Talented is because they want to learn how to do that.
Exactly.
At like a basic level. Right. Like I watched Tifu early. Hey.
Shroud. One word.
No
you want to get good at battle royales. I mean, yeah, Shroud.
Play Counter-Strike.
Yeah, that's a big thing, yeah. For sure. But
I mean,
yeah,
it's one way to do it. But yeah, as you said, like, you can't do it for the money, and you can't do it for anything but the fact that you enjoy creating that content and streaming.
Yeah. And I will say as well, by the way, just like for anyone that people that don't know me, average viewership for me is between 10 and 15 viewers a stream. So let's just put that in perspective. That like I said, that's nowhere near I want to be. However, that's taken a year to build. And then in the last probably 3 to 4 months is where it's been 10 to 15 viewers. And yeah, so people starting out don't expect to get to 100 viewers. Those people that do that are insane. They're freaks. They've just gotten this. Either they have 100 friends, which let's be real, no one really would have that many people that would just be that engaged. But yeah, that's the first thing for me personally, would just get your friends involved, get them to watch your streams, and just help you get to affiliate. That's the first goal, right? Always keep goals. And that's sort of what I was, and this is the whole, I mean, we could talk about it if you want. We can talk about like the incentives that you and I guess spoke about. Like,
yeah, of course.
When I guess we were talking about me joining Sleeper again, as a content creator, there was a lot of back and forth, just trying to work out like, okay, what can we offer you that, you know, like, okay, right now we can't like offer you a lot, but if we were to offer you something, what would you want? And literally the first thing was I just need incentives. Give content creators something to chase, because you don't give them something to chase, they sort of just like, yes, retweeting, in my opinion, for an org, retweeting a tweet or
should come along
with it.
It shouldn't be like a paid thing. It's like, hey, I got to pay you $5 to retweet my stuff. It's like you're part of the brotherhood.
Great.
We retweet you.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
Like, yeah, if that means that I have to use a particular hashtag or a particular then so be it. But I know that you guys have got my back, and I know that you guys will, you know, I know that as soon as I go, I'm just going to this, I know that, you know, within
someone somewhere is going to see it.
Within the next X amount of hours, they're going to retweet it. You know, to me, that should just be...
And that's part and parcel of what any org should do, really, for all their streamers that want to bring on board, but more on the incentives and stuff like that. Obviously, if you missed last week, so you haven't listened to it, obviously go back and listen to episode 1 of the podcast. We talk a bit more about sort of BH shows, quantum energy, blah, blah, blah. But with Sleeper in particular, at the moment with BH, we're in a position to be able to offer you the incentivized, like once you get to X followers, we'll provide this. Yeah. Obviously, we won't go into too much what that's about, but
all that stuff can be really found in
and that's
websites and that.
Yeah, exactly right. And that's exactly, like, it doesn't have to be a monetary value. Like, okay, it could be, but then I don't see, like, I'd prefer to be offering you and your community something that can be beneficial to them. That's not just, you know, money in your pocket, effectively. Okay, yes, money is a good incentive, but for a community and someone like yourself that does build and actually give a shit about your community, it's not about that. And we've established money's not everything with this, and it's just, you know, I don't know.
Like, to me personally, like, if anything, it's more that I said to Matt and Clint for that matter, I just want to be able to give stuff back to them. I don't really care what I get. These guys, like, there's some people, shout out to them, they're there every stream.
Every single stream, man.
They're always there, and if they're not there, like, from the start, they'll come in later and they'll just say, sorry, I'm late. And it's like, you don't just say sorry. Like, you have lives.
Exactly right.
And I mean, I think a lot of people forget that. I forget that people have lives, and it's like, you know, viewership is down tonight.
It's like, well, hang on, maybe they went to the movies.
Maybe they went to the movies or something. Yeah, exactly. Like,
I mean, what do you mean you're not watching me?
Yeah,
that's
like,
bullshit.
Yeah, what do you mean? I'm like, I'm your next Married at First Sight. What do you mean?
yeah, this is reality TV.
It's like, what? Yeah, but I think
you actually are, man. Like, you're competing against some of the best. You know, they obviously thought this out really well.
Right, yeah, I'm competing against this guy or that guy, you know, like either side of me in a browse selection. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. But no, it's crazy. Just like, yeah, it's very competitive.
Obviously. Sure. And that's because the sheer number of people that actually have access to stream equipment and
these days for sure. I mean, Australia, and it's good to see Australia is starting to get the internet to do it, because back then there weren't that many Australians that could do it, and to see more successful Australians and well, Oceania really, to see more of that is incredibly welcome, because
it's so good.
Like, it's just
finally
nice
we can catch up.
Yeah. It'll take us a little bit. I mean, that's for sure. Like, people were there from the start of Twitch, right? And that's the thing. Like, I think they started back when it started.
Yeah.
That's 12, 13 years, 14 years ago. No wonder they're going to have like 30,000 plus viewers. You know, because they were the only ones to watch. You know, it's and
it was, I mean, different time periods as well. Like, now, I don't want to say most, but a lot of people now go towards streaming platforms, and obviously not just Twitch, but like your Netflix, your Stan, whatever else there is, Crunchyroll for anime that I use. Like, I haven't watched TV, like free to air TV, for probably over 12 months. The only time I actually probably would have been at my parents' house when I went there for dinner.
Yeah.
I usually go to my parents on a Monday for dinner, and Dad has a current affair on let's not talk about that because I hate that TV show.
Yeah, I mean,
but it's on TV, but that's all I've ever seen.
We don't have
in the last 12 months.
We don't have an antenna plugged in. Like,
yeah, well, there you go.
We just don't have any reason for it. All the stuff we want is on demand, or and I think that's
you watch it when you want.
Yeah,
however you want.
Insane, really.
Well, yeah.
But I think that's the other thing is right. It's like the culture of America, right? I stream Australian nighttime, which is American morning, right? So around 10 p.m. at American time, 10 p.m. Australian time is about 7 to 8 a.m. in the morning in America.
Yep.
And they don't turn on a TV; they turn on a Twitch channel. It's bizarre to think that they're getting ready for work or whatever, and they're just in someone's chat, like yeah,
playing Destiny.
Yeah, it's such a weird thing. I've asked the question. I've asked a couple of them coming, or they go, "Oh, I'm getting ready for school." I'm just on your iPad while you're getting ready for school. Like, what's going on? Like, it's such a bizarre...
I feel like that's going to be. I think about kids like, for you and I, obviously we're a bit older than, the average you would say for the community.
Yeah.
We're a bit in that older category. We grew up in a time where mobile phones weren't common.
No.
Computers were even less common.
Yeah.
The internet was practically unheard of.
Yep.
And that's when we grew up. You had a pen and paper. That was how that's how you wrote things and whatever. But now we've got everything else. But kids now have all access to all of this stuff. iPads, iPhones, computers, like it's second nature for them. And I feel like moving forward, even the whole next generation, this stuff is going to become the norm.
Yeah.
As well for us. Imagine if, but when we were in, before we were 10, let's say, for example, before we were 10, if you had said to your parents, hey, I'm going to jump on the internet on the computer and watch this person across the other side of the world play a video game, your parents would take you to a goddamn psychiatrist and be like, what the hell's wrong with my child?
Yeah.
But now it's what everyone does.
It's insane.
Yeah.
Really.
To be in the middle of that with yourself, like, it's crazy. I reckon it's amazing, and like it's gonna get even more so that way. I think even to the point where you and I'll be like, wow, what the hell's happening?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree with that for sure.
And I think it is already sort of going that way, because I think even my cousins are sort of in that next generation, that 14, 15-year-old, and they've grown up with technology their whole life. And some of the things I see them doing on their phones and like being live on Instagram and things like that, even I don't even know how to describe what it is they do. There's a whole bunch of other stuff that's like younger than what we do, obviously.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the hell is that? Like,
yeah. And
then I asked them to explain it to me, and I'm like, nah, that's not gonna be anywhere. That's not gonna go anywhere. But who knows? It will. It might be. It will. That's the whole thing. It's just different now.
Very different.
And we're old man. I am anyway.
we all men of sleeper.
OMSGX.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
throwback.
But I guess it was really tiny. But next thing I guess would be just balance
for full-time streaming. We'd circle back to the topic of that.
So digress a little bit.
We did a little. Yeah, the full-time stream grind is the topic we're sort of on at the moment, and balance. It's the key. You were streaming a lot.
We went
when you first started, weren't you?
Yeah, not to get as personal, but definitely there were like mental health issues were a thing. They sort of clouded me for the last 5 years, and we're still getting there. We're back to full-time work now, which is really good and all that sort of stuff. But outside of the stream grind, we still do that at nights. So it's sort of doing it. It's so weird. It's like doing a full-time job in the day. You have a nap, you come home, and then you do another full-time job. It's pretty insane. But
yeah,
and then on top of that, I have a girlfriend, and on top of that, I have family, and then on top of that, I have all the other duties that everyone else has in the freaking world to do.
Adult responsibility.
Yeah, and you go, oh yeah, no wonder I probably got sick last week. Like it's But
it all takes a toll to a degree.
And that's the thing. Like, I've always said that. I've always elected to do minimum 2.5 hours stream. Right, that's always been a thing. But maximum, I've always gone for a regular stream, obviously there's specials like 24 hours and all that sort of stuff. But even those, you have to take breaks in those. Like you can do a 24-hour, but you still need to pace your body. Your body by the 18th hour is like, holy shit, what are you doing to me?
Yeah.
You know,
I've been sitting down for 18 hours, man.
It's like water, you got to keep eating. Like you still need to do all those. You got to get up, you stretch. Like, you know, like I've been through all that. You know, but yeah, at the beginning, I mean, I went to you and said, what do you think? I mean, I can potentially stream, like we touched on it last week, but 480p, 30 frames per second. And those streams, like I could not believe that people would even watch those streams because my God, you know, they did. And, we like honestly, the start of the streaming were probably one of the fondest memories I think I'll ever keep, because the hosts that I got, the people that I made, like I talk to people now from those hosts back then as it like mates.
Oh, wow.
You know, like I still talk to them. We still like look at each other's streams. We still go into each other's communities, and you know, it's awesome to see them doing well. It's also like to see like where we've come from. You know, like a couple of them are averaging like 20 to 30 viewers, and now like 40 to 50 or like 50 to 60. It's
incredible, man.
It's insane to like watch their growth as well as they watch yours, and it's like they remember, and then you reflect, and it's really cool. But yeah, back then I would, that's all I did. Like, you know, I mean, that's how a pretty dark place and sort of living arrangement. That's where it was. It sort of got to that area, and my balance was out. Like, I mean, you remember my sleeping pattern? It was. I don't think I had
very
one.
Similar. I think it's similar to what I'm on now.
Yeah. I remember. Yeah. Like, I remember Matt used to do day shifts, and he'd come home
and watch you stream before us.
It's like, yeah. Like, I think that was like, you'd start work at 9 a.m. and I'd be getting off for the night. Like,
yeah, you're saying you'd be wrapping the stream up and going to bed. Yeah.
I mean, I made a lot of like American friends, viewership wise, that way. But I think back then, looking at the stats, I think the American viewership opposed to Australian was like 78% to like 20 something percent.
Was it that big? Was it?
Yeah, it was like,
and that was streaming majority like through the night.
Through the night.
Yeah.
Because that's their day, that's their afternoon, that's their night time, that's their
true.
Like 9 a.m. for them is like 4 p.m. for us. So like it's you know, and I was just that wasn't healthy. I mean,
no.
I mean, you know, last week night shifts. I mean, I think the beginning of the week you DM'd me and said, "Man, how the hell did I used to do this? Because this is not good for your body."
No,
and it's really not. Right, there's enough. Like, I mean, I remember, I think after about four months of doing that, and it bad me, but I was like, you know what? I don't feel any better. I don't feel great. No life in me. At 3 a.m. was my lunchtime.
I remember, man, you were like flat.
Yeah.
You were really flat, and there wasn't much. The enthusiasm just wasn't there.
No. And then
whilst you were doing it, but it's just like, And
then I just went, you know, to your old trusty Google and just started like, is night shift okay for the body? Is like all this stuff, and it was just like, no. Like there's no other guy to say but no. Like,
nope.
Us as humans, we need sun. Like we you know, and then like this is linked to this. I mean, obviously illness-wise and stuff like that, but this is linked to this illness. This is linked to that illness. But you know, it was just like a wake-up call and went, I need to get my shit together. Like, this balance is not right. I mean,
no,
you know,
and I'm sure there's still people that do that now in terms of like streaming and stuff like that. And for myself, it's a little bit different. Work's work.
Yeah.
My requirement at the moment is to do night shifts, so that's what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, I think at this stage, I think it's going till June. God damn it! But for someone if you're streaming, you've got the option to do it at times, and you've got the option to balance it out.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think people always think that, oh shit, because it's 24/7 site, right?
Yeah.
There's always people live.
100%.
And there's always a prime time does exist, and if people don't know Twitch that well, it's always prime time is American time. So, Australians actually are out of prime time, which is really good for them, but it's bad at the same time because 3 a.m. in the morning is prime time America, and
beauty,
and that's great for us, but that's their morning. So everyone's waking up, getting on, they're going to school, whatever. And so the big streamers, that's when they make their most viewers. However, when it's us, they're like, sorry, it's their mid-afternoon, 3 a.m. But when we start, it's their morning. So you get everything before they start their stream. And then you get off before theirs, and then they go and watch their other streams. It's insane. People watch streams 24/7. I mean, I used to do it. But
true.
Yeah, if I wasn't streaming, I was watching it. But I think, there was this big like mental block for me that just said, like, I need to keep streaming, because if I don't stream, then I won't get viewers and all that sort of stuff. But doing those 16 to 18 hour streams all the time,
it burns you, man.
But you don't see any difference.
No,
right? You don't see any difference in the numbers. You're
probably as effective now numbers wise. I mean,
I'm higher.
Numbers, but
I'm higher.
Oh, there you go. You're higher numbers wise now.
Doing less time. Streaming.
Doing less. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Quality over content. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's quality over quantity thing.
Well, that's 100%. You prefer quality content. That's why we didn't. I mean, I'll circle back to sleep. That's why we didn't just throw all our clips together and just throw it out there.
Yeah.
Like, you want to have it edited. You want to have it looking good. You want to be yourself. You want to be presenting the best side of yourself as well, to entertain people and to play the game, so you're having a good time, and not be a goddamn zombie at 3 o'clock in the morning trying to get American viewers.
That's right.
While I'm waking up for work, like, what the hell are you doing streaming still, bro?
But the other thing I will say as well is, like, I found my time slot. So 8 p.m. to about 12 a.m. is my time slot. That's 4 hours. And that may not work for you, right? That's the other thing. A lot of mentality came from, I have to fit in when everyone else is awake, right? The majority of the others. But guys, like I said, it's a 24/7 site. People are always on it. People are always awake. People are always falling asleep. People are always like it.
It's constant.
If you find your time slot and you stick to it, you'll see growth. As soon as you change that, you don't see growth. It's
consistency in that regard.
Yeah, and so that's what I said. I always try and do 4 max hours, or I might go a little bit longer if, say, new content's out. For instance, like if the new raid comes out, then obviously they're going to be 16 hour, 18 hour streams. But now that I know how to do them healthily, healthy wise,
in a much better balance.
It's a lot better, for sure. But yeah, people that just try and just grind content, just be aware that you may not see much at all, because you
probably won't at all, really.
First 4 hours, I find that's where I start going, okay, I'm sort of like starting to deteriorate,
tapering off.
Yeah, of like entertainment wise, because really at the end of the day, we're in front of a camera talking to a virtual chat room. And
that's exactly what it is.
Yeah. I always think it's funny that people ask me, and what do you do? And I stream. And they're like, oh, what's that? It's like, oh, it's like live YouTube. And then you sort of, and then if they don't get that,
explain it. Why have I never thought of that?
Yeah, and then then the other thing I say to them is just like, I just yell at my monitor a lot, and then look into a camera sometimes.
Hi.
That's all I do. I think, but live YouTube, easiest way. I've
never actually been able to...
Look, honestly, the amount of times someone said, "What's Twitch?" and you've gone,
well,
that is a year and a half of experience, my friend. Live YouTube.
Live YouTube. Write that down.
Yeah, live YouTube.
Write that down. If you need to explain what Twitch is to your parents,
it's like YouTube.
That's the best way to do it.
But live.
Yeah. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's insane. Yeah.
And what are your sort of go back to the content you were saying? What about in terms of variation? Like different games, stuff like that. I know a lot of people. I mean, when I've done a 24-hour, actually, we both did a 24-hour stream.
Oh man,
we played Far Cry for the most of it.
That was great. What a great
changing. Yeah, it was good fun.
Until my internet died.
12 hours.
Oh.
That was a nightmare, man.
It sucked. And then it was my fault. I tell you that.
Of course,
it was my fault.
What?
Yeah, I tripped the cord. I kicked the cord as I was going to get water, and turned my internet. Yeah, turned my internet off because I got a faulty cord. All I had to do was just put it back in.
Oh, dude. So we could have finished it.
Yeah, we could have finished it.
We did, I think, 22 and a half hours
something like that.
Out of a 24-hour stream.
Yeah.
Oh, we nearly got there.
Almost. No, I was feeling good too. You and I were like, we're... Because
another 2.5 hours?
People have never done a 24-hour stream. The 18 to 21-hour mark is death.
It is hard.
Like you get past that,
Real
you're
hard.
fine. You're on the home stretch, boy. But
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
that
The sun's
18th
coming
hour,
up, and
yeah. That 18th hour though, you're just like, oh
Yep.
man.
I
And
just want to go to bed.
yeah. And the other thing, or the other tip I'll say is that if you're doing a 24-hour, do it so you start at nighttime
Yes, and finish
and
at
then finish
nighttime,
nighttime.
so you don't completely destroy your body clock.
Exactly.
Because you will otherwise.
Yeah, because I've done the other way before, and oh my god.
That would have ruined you.
Yeah, you're like, oh, the sun's up, sick, and then you're like, your body's like, I can't, I need sleep, but yeah. But,
Yeah, that's
yeah, it's the variation of content opposed to single content. It's a
Different games. I mean, everyone. There's a lot of man and their dog at the moment. Men and their dog, and women and their dog, and animals. They
Jedi.
They classify them, and Jedi, of
Yeah.
course. They classify themselves as variety streamers. You obviously classify yourself as variety as well.
Yeah, I mean, you got to have a main game. You got to have
Sure.
something that you can fall onto, and obviously that was my Destiny. That sounded weird.
Didn't it?
What the hell was that?
That was my Destiny.
That was my Destiny. Destiny 2, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen.
By Activision.
Yeah.
Bungie.
Yeah.
It's a game.
It's not by
Not a
Activision anymore.
metaphor. Thank God.
Yeah, no. So that was always something to fall back into, but I mean, yeah, there's a lot of people that say it as well out there, but play what you want to play.
Yeah.
And even if it's not like in the directory and it's like, oh, it's only got 1,000 viewers, I won't stream that game. Guys, you have more chance of getting more people in that directory than you do in 100,000 viewers, because they're not going to scroll down like 4 or 5 times to get to your tile. Like that's
exactly right. Yeah, man, that's happened to us a couple of times.
Yeah.
I mean, with kind of nice streaming and even you streaming like Far
Daisy.
Cry. Daisy, exactly.
Daisy
We were
had some nuts
we were the
viewership, man.
top like 2 or 3 streamers
Yeah.
for Daisy for a while there. I mean,
Yeah.
pretty sure Kersey was the top streamer for a while there.
Well, I mean, Kersey and Conan. That was
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
That was
Conan.
unreal viewership. Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Like that was insane. And we're just like, what is going on? Like, I mean, yeah, I mean, that was
not right.
I mean, as soon as people see like someone doing like well, they're like, oh, it's a view bot. It's like,
Yeah.
all right, whatever. But no, it was pretty legitimate. He was getting featured on, because he was a top streamer on the wiki page. You get like
everyone on the wiki page was
Twitch,
watching.
yeah, everyone on the wiki page. So everyone that was clicking onto it was getting that view, and that's why it was fluctuating so much. So it was. So yeah, that one, guys, sucked in people that thought he was viewbotting.
Yeah,
but
bitches.
Yeah, but yeah, no, that's the thing. Like, I think those smaller directories, and especially games, like for instance, I mean, there's some iconic games like Last of Us and stuff like that. People always want to watch people play through that for the first time. I don't know what it is. I mean, it's a great game. I get why people want to do it.
Yeah, for sure.
Question. But yeah, it gets like 560 viewers per time, but you'll get viewership there. Like, that doesn't mean you go and play Last of Us, guys, for the next year and a half.
Yeah, of course. And that doesn't mean you go and play DayZ because the game's broken.
Yeah.
Or Conan. I mean, actually, no, you can play Conan. Conan's heaps of fun.
But however, that's the thing, right? Go play what you want. I mean, yeah.
Exactly right. Dude, you played Spider-Man. And
so good.
Far out, I enjoyed watching that.
God, that was good.
That was sick, because I was not going to buy that and play that game myself.
Yeah, yeah.
So for me to watch you basically play through the whole thing,
yeah,
like that was perfect, because now I've played the game now.
Yeah, yeah. And you know the story,
exactly, dude. And it sets
it up for the next one, and you're just like, bro, this is so good.
Yeah, because I was at work when I was watching, so that was perfect for me.
have variety. Play the game you want, but always have something you can fall back onto, and that can be anything, right? That's the community that you're going to build majority, and then just like
explore.
You just
go out.
Go. If you don't podcast, guys, we're just I don't know.
We're motioning with our hands to sort of like spread, and
yeah. Just go out. Just go have some fun. But yeah, just have a safe game that you know that you're never gonna get bored of it. You know, you're not gonna, because I think that's the major thing that I think a lot of people do find is that, like Matt was saying before, like I haven't personally found them, but those people that are just playing that game that they think is going to get viewers. For instance, at the moment, Apex Legends, you probably scroll down to the people that have got minimum viewers.
Yeah,
one viewers,
two, one. Yep.
They're gonna be the guys that probably will be just there, with their controller up and their camera like this, sort of,
Smack the mic.
Smack the mic. My bad, guys. Yeah, they'll be up here like doing their little, and that's all you'll see. You won't get.
Or you don't have, I mean, not that having a cam is everything, but they don't have a cam and they're basically streaming off their PlayStation expecting to blow up. Like,
yeah, the webcam definitely. Yeah, it's interesting.
It helps make it feel more personal, in my opinion. Like, that's why I've always streamed with a cam. And I've for
you get
me,
a little insight into what they do. I mean, that's why you see the background behind me, because that is my brain.
That's
just posters and stuff and pop vinyls
100% accurate.
Yeah, that is
what you're.
That's how much of a nerd I am. So, yeah. For those podcast wise, that's posters, jackets,
Sleepy gaming jersey,
pop vinyls, Deadpool hanging, chilling.
I like it.
Yeah. So yeah, that's sort of. I mean, we did green screen for a while. I enjoyed that,
and that worked really well. It was actually.
I just wanted
cool,
a little bit more.
For me now, as for a new viewer coming to watch you, you can see it's like, oh, okay, you've got a bit of this, you got a bit of that. Obviously, you can see the Avengers there, Division 2, like whatever else is in there, pop vinyl, as you said. That gives them insight to who you are as a person. Yeah. So if someone coming in, even if they don't want to talk to you, they can see it's like, oh, cool, this is him. This is Matt.
Yeah, this is cool stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because they may not, even though they may not relate to the game, they're going to try and relate to you, right? That's the other thing as well that I've never understood as well. Like I personally struggle with this a lot. I always say to my stream, like, what do you want me to play? What do you want me to play? And the viewers, they literally come out, it's like, we're here for you, Matt. Like, we don't actually care what you play, but you distract us from whatever we're doing, and we just enjoy spending the time with you. And that's just like, to anyone, that's weird.
Look, to anybody outside of what we do.
Yeah, to anyone, that's weird. Yeah. But that's what it is.
It's exciting at the same time, because it's like, okay, you've built yourself a community of people that are interested in you as a person playing whatever game it is you play, because they like the way you entertain them. And that's freaking awesome, man.
Yeah, no, it's such a cool,
I feel like that's what a lot of
people
people
we got, for sure.
So many people don't see it that way, I don't think.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Would you for a new streamer, obviously we've gone through a few things that could potentially help them out.
Yeah.
What is better? Audio quality or video quality?
When you're not punching the mic, audio quality, that's for sure. Like I did before.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
No, yeah. It's always been a topic that I've always found in YouTube videos a lot. I don't know, like streamer 101s, for whatever reason. I've always said this argument.
Audio first.
Well, no, there's just this argument, audio quality, video
it's
quality.
A constant battle.
Yeah. To me, it's audio quality, because visually, like, we see shit all the time, right? Really, like,
you're right. Yeah.
Our internet, for instance, I mean, Australian internet. Sorry.
Yes.
Can be very
to be specific.
very, very temperamental.
Understatement of the year.
And for watching things in 360p and stuff like that, for us is pretty normal and that sort of stuff. So to me, if you have a good headset, or a good microphone or stuff like that, I mean, we definitely, I guess, connect better with sound. Visually, eyes can only do so much. So, definitely.
Put it this way, right? Put it this way. This is like, I reckon, a pretty good example. You're not going to sit there and watch a stream that has no audio, but
correct.
You are going to listen to a podcast.
Correct. Exactly.
So, obviously, YouTube, if you'll be watching this, you'll be thinking, what? But for the people listening to the podcast version of this podcast,
podcast,
they're not watching anything visually. They're doing.
Yeah.
I mean, you're doing whatever it is you're doing, like whether you're at work or whether you're on lunch or whether you're driving to work or driving home, whatever it may be.
Yeah. You're
listening to the audio. I mean, so if you were to watch a stream without audio, I don't think people would watch.
No.
So I feel like audio quality, in my opinion, audio quality, 100%.
100%. Yeah, work on that stuff. Like it's definitely a lot harder with single like a single PC setup for sure to balance audio.
Yeah,
like it's taken me a little bit. I still don't think I've got it right. Like I'd like my music a little bit louder. See, this is the thing, but have more control over the mixer, and that's why I'm sort of looking into another mixer and stuff like that. But yeah, if you can get the audio levels right and nail it, yeah, that's good.
That'll bring people back, I think.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think that's I guess I approved it with 480p. Like,
well, yeah, exactly right. You literally proved it streaming quality. You couldn't even make out facial features.
Couldn't even. Yeah, you didn't even know that.
It's like you've got hair.
Yeah.
What?
It wasn't. I
just thought you had like a dark face.
I felt like a Minecraft character. 8-bit. Yeah. That's it. But
yeah, 16 by 16.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's it.
Well, I mean, it's sort of probably more so what we were talking about before with streaming and whatnot. But do you see streaming ever dying? I think we sort of touched on it before with like the younger generation.
What I wrote is after that's like Monkarest, dude.
Yeah.
Will streaming ever die? No. I think there will always be a.
People always want to be entertained.
Yeah, and if it's not Twitch, it will be another site.
Exactly.
You know,
well, look, YouTube.
There's too much. There's too much money in it, in my opinion.
Yeah.
There's too much revenue to be made by these companies, and even yourselves, really. Like, if it wasn't a viable job for the people that have successfully made it as a full-time streamer, I don't know what it. Now, I've got to say that though, they do other content on other. We've spoken about this, and obviously we're looking into that now. Probably could talk about it a little bit, but it's not just streaming. It's Instagram. It's Twitter. It's an online presence.
Exactly right. And online nowadays isn't just having a website. Online nowadays is having an up-to-date Twitter, having an up-to-date Instagram, which is regularly posted on.
Yeah.
Engaging with your audience through all these different social pages, and that's what helps build as well. Not just you going and streaming 4 hours a night.
Nope. No.
Like, look what happened. As you said before. Literally,
at the end of the day, streaming is like, that's your fun.
Yeah, that's
as much as I hate to say it, that is the fun part of content creating. I mean, I don't do it enough, and we're trying to. Ellie and I, my girlfriend, we talk about this all the time. That how can we get more content for Instagram and stuff like that? We don't do enough. For the brand that of One Chance, we're trying to build it more.
Mm-hmm.
But we went and did a photo shoot, which we need to go and do another one. And I mean, obviously with Instagram, obviously it's just a complete picture reel of things. And if you have engaging photos, people just like, it's so weird. But I think people just like to see that insight into that part of someone's life or whatever like that.
But you're reaching a greater audience by doing that as well, and that's what I think. I'll touch on what we're doing for Quantum at the moment. Like, I have tried my very best to post every single day on that.
Yeah.
Now, given obviously you've got Quantum BH and Sleeper, Quantum is super easy to take photos of. It's a freaking tube. I can put the tube anywhere I want and take a photo of it.
Yeah.
And obviously that is what's helping build our audience. Now, the other thing as well, which I think you're sort of picking up on now as well, is like the Twitter side of thing, engaging in the community.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That is huge.
I mean, I think the one thing we found is that clips on Instagram don't seem to do as well as photos. And that is purely because someone has to actually, because it's usually majority of the time people have their, I don't know about you, but majority of the time the Instagram videos are muted.
Yep.
Go past, and you actually have to listen to it in order for it to count as a view.
Yep.
They see it as an impression because obviously an impression is more that you scroll past that. You've sort of looked at it a little bit and then kept scrolling.
Mm-hmm.
However, on Twitter, clips do insanely well. I don't know why. I mean, I think it's because it autoplays. It usually has sound if you accidentally, get turned the
leave sound on.
That's
called out a few times when I've gone to bed.
Yeah, and
after
then
work.
and I think it it just reaches a larger audience on Twitter. It must have something to do with their algorithm or whatever like that, because at the end of the day, all these are algorithms. But
exactly right. Yeah.
and then just keeping on. Yeah, but that's the thing, right? So I think it was December we spoke about the whole quantum, the promotion side and that sort of stuff.
Yep.
And then that was where we were basically comparing numbers, and we're saying, yeah, like I'm up X amount of followers and you're up X amount of followers. And so I sort of we decided that I would do the free path and Matt would sort of just put like $1 or $2 X amount in now and there.
Marketing, yeah.
And the results
may vary.
Results may vary. But however, the results, even though they were similar, you were definitely getting more impressions.
More impressions, but then the engagement was still about the same.
Yeah.
Okay, based on percentages.
Yeah.
The percentage of people actually clicking through was the same. So yeah, okay, you're probably getting more people to see it. Doesn't necessarily mean it's a good thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. But the followers on that, how many?
Well, so we started the Quantum Instagram page from 0 in December to around 140 now.
That's pretty good.
That's not bad for Instagram.
4 months,
Instagram,
really.
Yeah,
it's
Instagram's
so weird.
Tough, bro. I reckon
the followers are yeah. Like, so we were the highest follower count that I've had, based on that. This was like it was like a 30-day thing we trialed, right? And I think that in that 30 days, every day we had a photo or a clip go up. In that time, I think so I started 130 followers and then it ended up near 270. I am down now because last month we haven't been able to post much at all. I'm back down to 190 followers.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Holy shit.
It's if you're not keeping on top of the content on Instagram, people just leave.
It drops off.
Yeah, they just leave.
That's nuts.
Yeah, because I mean, people that are trying to do the Instagram, I guess, content part of it in the podcast who are listening, there does seem to be a lot of follow counts. We have
so many.
We have checked that. The way we did it is like out of say 5 that would do it, we'd follow 1. Because and then see if they would stay followed. Essentially, if they didn't stay followed, then obviously we'd just unfollow as well. But there seem to be so many of those accounts, and then as soon as you either stop the content or stop following, that's it.
Disappear.
They disappear. So
that's so nuts.
Yeah, but that's why we're sort of like working. Okay, so we kind of screwed it a little bit because that content could have gone over, 2 or 3 months. Period.
Yeah,
and done it as less, and probably had still the same growth. But it was pretty insane to see that it just dropped off that fast in 1 month. Really, that just pure not uploading sort of thing. It's
I think that's. I mean it's funny because none of us are actually. I want to say trained or have been or have studied marketing in any way. I mean, I know I haven't. Pretty sure you haven't. Ellie hasn't. No. None of us have. So I mean, we're working it out as we go.
Yeah.
But this is part of streaming. Like part of doing what we do in terms of streaming and producing content is marketing the content, which I don't think a lot of orgs in Australia get that. They will. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
They rely purely on their teams to get their name out there,
exactly right.
And
that's good. That's one good strategy to do it.
But there's this whole free part that they're missing out on.
Exactly right.
Their brand,
and that's
teams cost money. I don't know if anyone knew that.
I mean, yeah, I know that damn well.
Yeah, teams are the expensive part, but they are the most rewarding part as well. But the content side is like this train. There's just always it should be turning over.
It should 100%,
and that's what I mean. Like almost
it's
going
opportunity
back to
missed. Opportunity missed if you have a team and you aren't creating content around that team.
And then going back to that like part where we said that if you have I've forgotten it. Keep going. I've lost the thought.
That's what I'm a bit annoyed at myself, and not annoyed at the guys, but I'm annoyed at the situation we're in now at the moment, where myself, Clint, and Millboss, or basically anyone, we can't go to LAN for this Brisbane LAN. So we've got someone actually going up there for photos and a little bit of videography and stuff like that. which Teal'ca's organised.
Mm-hmm.
But it's annoying for me because I can't go there with my phone and get photos and do bits and pieces and stuff like that I can keep.
Like the content going.
Yeah. So I can literally take 40 photos across a weekend of our guys doing whatever the hell they're doing, or little video clips or whatever. Like we sort of did back in Sid 2 when we were all having a good time, but we didn't actually post that stuff. Probably a good thing. G Fuel. It's not good.
Yeah.
Anyway,
people think someone else was the first. I was.
But that's the thing. Like, it's annoying for me. It's like we miss out on so much content. So the money we're spending on the team, that's one thing. But to get the best bang for your buck out of that, in terms of an org standpoint, you've got to have something else. You've got to have something from Instagram, Twitter. I mean, obviously the Twitter stuff will do really well, and we have been doing really well with our Twitter recently. And pretty much all the Twitters, really. The Instagram side of things, we're still building on for Sleeper. Like, but that's the thing. Like, that's where I would want to get content from for Instagram, is a LAN event. Because like right now, yeah, I could pull a screen clip from this and whack it on the YouTube, on the Instagram, which I probably will.
Yeah.
Because that, it's content. It gives someone a quick clip of what we're doing, stuff like that, and a bit of insight. But we're missing so much because we can't go, and that's super annoying because we're not getting. I know for a fact we won't get the best bang for our buck out of that event. So it's kind of like not a waste, definitely not a waste, because obviously it's experience for the boys. For most of the guys going, it's going to be their first LAN experience, which again is annoying because I don't get to experience that with them. But that's the thing, and that's what so many people miss, is you are missing out if you aren't producing content.
And that, I remember my thought.
Yes.
So you know how we were saying that it's completely free, but
exactly right.
To retweet a tweet, you know what I mean, from an org
for the low price of $0.
you can like you're not, that org is essentially retweeting to their audience, but you're also getting the person's audience. If they see who's like,
it crosses over.
Yeah,
amazing.
Yeah, that's.
And how many people don't do that?
It's insane.
Majority.
Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of people completely forgot about, the
fact that we're a community, and we should all sort of help each other out, and because what's good for me is good for you, sort of thing.
The reason it's called Twitch community. I think a lot of people are out for themselves, unfortunately, but
yeah, I've noticed that a lot. I think you notice that across the board.
What money does, though.
Yeah, 100%.
Money chase, for sure.
You know what's funny, though? There's no money in fucking esports. In Australia.
That's right. Yeah, not anymore now.
Not much. Okay, obviously your big teams, your Mind Freaks, your Icon now, obviously.
But they're going overseas for it. There's nothing really here.
Right? So you need to literally do everything you can to make sure the dollars you are spending that you're not getting back actually helps you build the organization.
Sure.
And it's missed. It's just missed. No one does it. Not no one. There is some do it really well. I hope that I know we're doing the best we can at the moment. But
we can always,
that's why we're doing the podcast.
But we can always do more. Like that's
100%.
Yeah, that's
I think
drive for it.
One of my biggest limitations at the moment is time.
That's the balance part, isn't it?
We'll circle back to balance. Yeah.
Circle back. Because it is time. I just like I was saying earlier before, just running out of time. And as much as I hated myself saying it, but I was like, man, full-time streamers are blessed because they just have time, and I'm like, they don't have time.
They ain't got time.
Like
man. If they're doing it right, they don't have time.
Yeah, they shut off their stream, and everyone's like, they can go to the gym, they can do that. Yeah, they do that, but they've still got their other life they got to lead. And they got to make sure that their Instagram's up to date, their YouTube's uploading.
Reply to people on Twitter, replying to Facebook, posting on Facebook. Not that people do much of that anyway. It's not just you stream for 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours, jump off, and boom, you blow up. Yeah. Does not
Crack
happen,
a beer,
guys.
Watch a movie.
Now that's the dream.
That's a good one to do. Like that.
One day, man. One day we'll get there.
Yeah. But
oh man. So, I mean, that all stemmed from the question: will streaming ever die? And yeah, I think we both very, very firmly believe that it will not.
Like I said, someone will always take its place, I think.
Yeah, whether if it's Twitch or not, there'll be something.
The opportunities that people are getting out of it are insane.
Exactly right. There's too many dollars in it, man. for the streaming side, especially the top end. So
yeah, and then with Mixer and stuff and that now and there and doing very well. I mean, that's the other thing as well. Like if you are starting out streaming, don't just look at Twitch, because there are definitely other sites out there that are doing other great things.
Yeah,
and it's funny that majority of things that Twitch have integrated right now have come from Mixer.
No, you didn't.
Oh, I don't care.
Well, I mean, we're going to be on YouTube, so
yeah, it's all right. We'll probably get a copyright strike just for mentioning the word Twitch anyway. So
yeah, you're right. Twitter, YouTube seem to copyright strike anything nowadays.
Yeah, that's a whole different story.
So we'll roll on.
Yep.
Destiny, Season of the Drifter, Matt. Good or bad, and why? I haven't seen anything of it yet, so I mean, we might have to drop spoilers.
We might have to talk on it like more next week, but there's not enough content to even review it yet. Really,
you're kidding? Really?
Yeah, yeah, it's the start of a new season. It's week 1, but there was just not enough content. There is a light grind, but there's no reason to grind the light.
Yeah. Is potentially
no
preparation for anything?
Yeah, there's preparation for what they're calling the Reckoning. We've already got tier 1 and tier 2 of that. Tier 3, you need to be between 680 and 690 light, 700 being the max. However, there's just a lot of people sort of like waiting for Division.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the grind is there, but for what?
Yeah, exactly. Not at the moment. Next week, it's going to ramp up, and that's why I'm probably like, maybe we'll touch on that next week. Maybe, right. You know, if we have time. But yeah, it's to review it right now. I think it's funny that people are really reviewing it now, because it's there's not. We haven't got it yet. I said to people, just wait 3 weeks.
Wait 3 weeks.
Wait 3 weeks, and you'll have enough content to probably
That's fair enough.
Smash it subtly. So
hopefully by then everyone's 700 light, and then if they bring in a raid, it's going to be too overpowered for it. So it's going to be a really quick raid again. So
there won't be a raid. There's not a raid this season. So
there you go.
People are expecting a dungeon. So yeah,
Dunjan.
That's about it.
I think that's going to wrap it up for this podcast, guys. Thank you all again so much for listening to episode 1. Obviously, this is episode 2. We've been through a few things. I'm not quite sure how we are for time, but
just hit the hour and 30 minutes. yeah. I think it was funny. We were digressing a little bit. We were like, I'm probably got about 45 to an hour here. But
max.
I mean, that's a little different. That's definitely topics were a little different to last week, guys. Based on the feedback, that is more to do with what you guys wanted. Obviously, we still want to review. I think. Well, I mean, you're going to see Captain Marvel next week.
Yes, I am. Next Saturday night, I'll see it. So Sunday for the podcast.
Yeah, we definitely want to do it's just the reviews at the end are sort of just pop culture stuff. Yeah, games that are sort of in like what we're interested in. That sort of stuff will sort of be there when we kind of go, that would be, that we're really hyped about this.
For sure.
But I think the other stuff really sort of gave you an insight into a bit more behind the scenes, because that's design of it.
That's what a few people have mentioned, that they like the behind the scenes sort of business aspects and elements of it. So we want to obviously not tailor the whole podcast to that, because I don't think there's enough content there for us to go through if we just did that on a weekly basis anyway. So we're going to keep it broad for the time being. Like, obviously things interest us, and at the end of the day, like, we'll touch on the things you guys want as well. So that's what we're doing at the moment. Yeah. But let us know in the feedback. Let us know in the comments. Obviously, this will be on YouTube, SoundCloud,
Podbean.
It's
all right.
iTunes. Yeah. I don't know how iTunes really works that well, because it's really slow to upload. Like, you have to put it up, and then you have to wait like 2 days for it to approve. So, anyway, we'll put it on iTunes.
They can download it there, right?
You can download it at Podbean. You can download it at SoundCloud, or watch it on YouTube. So that's pretty good for the time being. We will work on Spotify.
And then live stream next week. We're going to work out a time for that. So if you guys aren't following the Sleeper Twitter,
we recommend you do. That is at SleeperGG on Twitter.
Yep.
And again, thank you all so much for watching. We'll see you on the next one.
Catches.